On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, is this our final Funko Five Nights at Freddy's review on the table? What? Rumor has it that Jazwares has taken over the official Five Nights at Freddy's license, so some radical things are gonna start happening. But right now we've got a giant, posable Funko Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy here, and Eclipse, Ruined Chica, and Ruined Roxy here to finish off all these years of collecting Five Nights at Freddy's from Funko. Wow, were you here when this happened?
And that's what we like about you.
Oh no, not these guys again. This doesn't make sense at all, unless I'm already dead.
On the table, I finally have enough nerve to look at the Five Nights at Freddy's collectible articulated action figures from Funko. That was so long ago, it feels. When was that? 10, 20, 50 years ago? Many fun years of Funko Five Nights at Freddy's, so we'll celebrate by going through this final few figures today. Join on in as we discover this giant posable Freddy.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please like,
Share! And Squirrel Live!
This is a giant Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy collectible action figure, giant sized, the largest Freddy in our collection, easily saving the largest for last, perhaps. Posable joints, nice teethy smile, should be a good friend for any room. Yikes, this guy is actually kind of creepy. The larger they are, the more realistic they are. Back of box, you can see there's also a giant-sized Bonnie out there. I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick up or not. Chica not available yet, or Foxy. This has a 2022 tag on it. Is this really old? All I know is I've only really run into this once, just recently, and I'm thinking since this is most likely the last Funko Five Nights at Freddy's review here, we're gonna go with the biggest for last. Good news is, should be pretty easy to unbox. I think we're just gonna pop open from the top and preserve box for repacking. Now unboxing this is bringing back a rush of memories. We have been opening Funko Five Nights at Freddy's for what, like over 10 years, if that's possible? No. We used to pick up many a figure at Toys R Us, so that was a long time ago. At the time, it was like, what is this really odd and squirrely game? Let's review Smurfs and Five Nights at Freddy's on the same channel, right?
I hate Five Nights at Freddy's.
And you know, Funko has taken care of the line for quite a long time, so it's gonna be odd when Jazwares takes over. Here he comes. Here he is. Giant-sized Freddy. Feels a little bit smaller for some reason once out of box, but maybe that'll change its course. I think what I'm looking forward to most is seeing Freddy's head. Where's his head there? I think what I'm looking forward to most with this series is checking out some articulated joints that don't fall apart when you sneeze on them. See if we could undo the bum bread tie here. And... oh, he's stuck. He's fighting me. Come on, Freddy. Come on, Freddy. Let's try a thumb. Wow, he is really not wanting to come out. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break here in a minute. Oh, I do have some tabs on the bottom. Maybe that's the problem. Let's cut those. Down at his feet, there are a couple tabs. Maybe once I get his feet loose, we can pull him out. Freddy, you got nice bird feet. Oh, ah, those are so tight. The biggest last unboxing does not want to come out. You got this, Freddy, you got this. Oh, there we go. And he slipped on a banana peel. How long have I been doing these Freddy reviews, and how many times have I forgot which hand holds the microphone? I guess I'll just go with this one. Well, that is super tight. How about this one? I don't know, that's not gonna be much better. Can he even grip his own microphone? It gets wider as it goes up to the top. I don't know. I guess I'll go like that for now. It doesn't look right. And so there, out of the box, giant posable Freddy, about 2 to 3 times the scale of a regular Five Nights at Freddy's figure. What is this bear's actual height? Well, the original figures, they run about 5 to 6 inches in height, depending on Bonnie's ears. This guy, he's He's running about 14 inches tall. That's amazing. That's really large. Yeah, I think it's probably best just to get Freddy. If they ever made a Chica and we got the Bonnie, where would I put these? They're so large type of thing. Almost identical to Shorty down there, though with the sculpt, I feel like it's just a blown up size of the action figure. It's got that Funko feel of design there with the little bit of the plastic plush going through it. And they always did pretty well with, you almost can suspect and feel that there's just some crazy electronics underneath and inside. They've done well with that over the years. I could always say a good job for their detail. Structurally though, they're always a mess. Maybe this one will be better. Head rotation on kind of like a ball jointed post, which is kind of helpful. We can open and close mouth. You can almost see the exoskeleton inside there. I did not expect to see the mouth open, so I'm actually pretty happy with that result. Let me go down to his arms. They rotate at the shoulder point and there is a little bit of a pivot, but it's tight. I don't want to push it too much. Elbows also rotate, and I do see a pivot point. Man, I really don't want to push it though. I could just feel it going crack really loud and me screaming. So I do believe there is a point in there for closing in that elbow. It's tight though, it's really close. Yeah, I gotta click there. Gotta click there. Okay, there we go. Kind of loosely play with it lightly. You don't want to crack these. And then wrists, of course, have a little bit of a rotation. Then down to the lower regions, we have a waist rotation, maybe? No waist rotation. I saw the line there above the crotch hole region. I thought, oh, maybe there's waist, but there's not. The hips can kick out and move. And again, I see this line that makes me think it could possibly pose out, and it does. Just be very gentle and light with these. I just have no confidence in Funko's articulation. They've always been more of just leave it in the box type of item. And then knees, also at that same really tight joint, they do bend in and rotate. And, well, ankles. So there is plenty of points there. What does that total up to be? I'm getting about 14 points of articulation, and that's adding in the jaw. Oh wait, does his hat rotate? No, his hat does not rotate. It's certainly an improvement over a light wind passes this guy, and their joints just fall right off. So that is what I'm most excited for about Jazwares taking over the line, is hopefully seeing some actual action figures that hold up to the punishment of time. So I think I would give this a good squirrel rating, maybe 4 squirrels out of 5. I would have given it extra points had he been actually able to grasp onto that microphone better. And maybe if those articulated joints were a little softer, they're feeling a little bit cracky. But with the looks, the actual scale, and just for the overall fact that they actually did it, I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 squirrels. Oh, by the way, what's on his feet? Yeah, 2022, yet I just found these over at GameStop with new stickers on, but you know how they do, everything is new there. Okay, back to possibly the last action figures from Funko, Five Nights at Freddy's, we're gonna look at officially on channel. I know, what does Freddy's foot say? Freddy's foot says 2016? Wow, is that true? 2016 or 17 is when we took a look at these for the first time. So that's about 8 years of Five Nights at Freddy's here. On one hand, that feels like a century. On the other hand, it feels like last month. Okay, so we're looking at Eclipse from Security Breach Ruin, and I don't think these got the official review treatment. They just got a short, a YouTube Shorts. There's Moon, and there's Sun. I only had those 2 figures, and I just didn't think it was gonna be enough to pull off a review, and I was super busy that week, so I thought we'll just throw them into a quick Shorts. And so now we've got Sun and Moon, and now Eclipse. That's right, just scream. What's on the back of the box here? There we go, there's the collection, $14.99. And remember about 8 years ago, they were more like $9.99, I think. And so this shorter collection run is Ruined Chica, Ruined Roxy, and Eclipse. Although there could be more. That's, you know, over the years, I probably picked up maybe 80% of the figures, 85. Let's go closer to 90, maybe 95. I think we've done about 95% of the figures. I've got this bin right by the table with most of the figures in there. They just nicely fit right in like so. I only tend to display a few like Ballora and maybe Foxy, because so many of these fall apart so easily. They frustrated me over time, and I usually just bin them up and then play with them from time to time. So who is Eclipse again? You gotta forgive me, my lore is completely messed up. Thanks to Google, Eclipse is a heavily destroyed variant of the daycare attendant. Half of its face has been seemingly burned off, with only its teeth and a large red eye remaining, and the sun's face and a large yellow eye on the other side. It's like we've mushed sun and moon together. Actually need to play some of this one of these days. I've been so behind on my gaming, it's not even funny. Well, let's Eclipse out of pack. And there we go, instantly falling apart out of package. Oh, like old times. So there, Eclipse is eclipsing, missing an arm. See if we can fix this up. Oh, these joints have tormented us over the years. I think I recall like going, oh, they get a little better each time, and then really they've gotten just worse. You know, basically these really just must have been meant to stay in box because they sure break apart really easy. And it kind of makes me miss over the years that I wish I picked up 2 instead of 1 of each. Had I picked up 2, I could have left some in pack, preserved their jointage. In about 200 years, someone's gonna find that bin of my FNAF figures. What? And all the pieces and limbs and parts are just gonna fall out in a big pile of limage and body parts. How fitting for Five Nights at Freddy's, am I right? Hearts and pieces of bot and human and whatever else is in there. Well, there is Eclipse, and again, you gotta say, one thing about Funko is they've done, you know, the detail really well. I doubt Jazwares is going to be able to reproduce the detail as well as Funko has, but we'll see. A lot of people have been saying, I wish Jakks Pacific was doing FNAF instead with their Mario and Sonic and Bendy line looking so strong. They would be the appropriate team, but I think Jazwares will pick up pretty well. They've done some awesome product over the year, like my favorite old school Minecraft figures. Well, there we go. I'm talking too much. This is just a stupendous figure of detail. Got the moon and sun smooshed together, kind of a half and half character, a little bit of a skirt there. That's not Bellora's, is it? Don't take Bellora's skirt on me. And some stars, pants, clownish pants, and is that supposed to be like a upside down disco ball on his knee there and a spring peg leg? Maybe? Oh well, so much detail and pretty neat to see next to sun and moon now. Kind of completes these guys a little bit. Like I felt when I picked up these 2, there just wasn't enough, and now like that looks really cool and scary. Really scary. More scary than cool. Ah! But there you go with Eclipse. And real quick, a call out on articulated points of ball. Back of head is a little different with Eclipse and Moon and Sun because they've got this kind of cool hunchback thing going. Hunchback sunflower ball joint thing. So on the back of the head there's a post that comes in. I think you could even rotate that, but yeah, no, never mind. It's mostly just here at the neck point and it hangs down like so. And then you got your shoulders, elbows, wrists, a very scarily clicked sound waist, and hips, knees, and some points at the ankle, although his peg leg does not have anything else. So highly articulated, and actually in this case the ball joints are holding. I'll say this every time, oh, the ball joints are feeling stronger, they're feeling stronger, and then a few years later I pull the character out of the bin and all his legs fall off. So there you go. So the other 2 figures catching up into this series, Ruined Chica and Ruined Roxy. What is the lore on these guys? Ruined Chica is an antagonist in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breaches Ruined DLC. She is Glamrock Chica in ruined form. I guess I could see a little ruined Glamrock in there, and a little bit of slime too. Ugh. Ruined Roxanne Wolf. Ruined Roxy is a secondary antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin. She is Roxanne Wolf as she appears in her ruined form. Gotta admit now, I'm really behind on my FNAF lore. I barely even remember Roxy. What's going on here with my mind? I'm getting too old. But I gotta finish off the Funko series. Like, I could not say no to the last figures of Funko. Unless they do that continuation where they continue to make them and someone else does, because sometimes that does happen. But I think the master license was granted to Jazwares. Anyhow, eeny beeny miny, let's do Chica first. Chica's old school. So, Ruined Chica out of pack. And Chica out. I just had like a panic attack. I'm like, did I drop Chica's arm? Things happen so fast here at Squirrel Stampede. I'm like, I dropped her arm. It fell into a bin. It's gonna take hours to find. Then I realized, oh yeah, she has a stump of an arm there, so we're good. Oh my gosh, Chica, what happened to you? Gone are the days of the fun times of tie-dye and chocolate. Now it's just, I got my head bashed in, huh? Again, I think the detail that Funko provides will be legendary over time. They're able to sculpt with a little more higher detail and add a lot more color. There's so much color going on. Pink, washed out white. Can I get a fuchsia? Green, orange, purple, and mud slime. Ugh. This head, just this head is probably the coolest head I've seen in this series. Beak removed, splattered, webbed, and just innard looking parts. Very well done. Kind of afraid to move her around, she's so spindly, but all those classic points of ball that love to fall off with a quick sneeze. But she's looking just great. That arm, what's with that arm? Wow, what a figure. Those eyes, I love how this eye is just holding on, just holding on. That's Ruined Chica. And wow, is there a Ruined Freddy? Did we do a Ruined Freddy? Is that even a thing? In the 2023 video game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruined Freddy is a character in the abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex that Cassie breaks into to save her friend Gregory. So there is a Ruined Freddy, but there's no figure. What happened there, Funko? So maybe somehow this isn't the last Funko review. Maybe there will be a Ruined Freddy at some point. I don't know. What do you think? So I believe I need to find something like this one, but ruined. A Glamrock Freddy Ruined. Am I getting that? Am I getting that right? Well, we'll see, we'll see. They've been kind of releasing figures a little slower now as they get towards the end, I suppose. And what could be the last Funko Five Nights at Freddy's figure reviewed here, unless we find a Ruined Freddy at some point? It really feels weird. We do not have one. You always gotta do Freddy, everything Freddy, right? This is Ruined Roxy. Same series here of 3 or 4. Let's open up. And we end with this absolutely creepiful figure. Ruined Roxy. Wait till you get a load of her hair. That is some creepy detail. It's like going off in every possible direction. I'd like to be the designer who worked on that hair. What did you do? Well, I worked on Chica's left hand. What did you do? I worked on Freddy's top hat. And what did you do? I worked on Ruined Roxy's hair. Well, yeah, that's just hideous. And well, just another highly detailed figure. I actually got all limbs attached to this one. Lots of color, mostly a dark drabish gray, but with some purple and some violet, light violet, deep purple, a little bit of green on the fingernails there, a little bit of green on the tuft of hair up top, a little bit of red on the shoulder pads of the old glam rock look, a little plug coming out of the tail. Of course, I just lost an arm. That's gonna happen with these. All the points of articulation there are in there, so yeah, yikes. Well-designed figure. It's amazing how far they've come. When we just began the series, now Freddy's missing his legs. Oh gosh, Freddy. Oh, hang on. One day, years ago in the past, we worked on this guy, this cute little fuzzy plushy bear, and then now this. Ah! Well, that's what happened after 8-10 years. Gotta say, I love the detail, just not so much the ball joint on these. So what did we do today? What did we do? I've got figures all over here. There's Ruined Roxy, Eclipse, easily the best figure in this collection. Honestly, I only picked up Roxy and Chica because I found Eclipse. Had Eclipse not been there, I would have probably passed on both of the Ruined figures. I was here mainly for the Eclipse and the Giant Sized Freddy back there. But once I kind of saw these all together, I was just like, oh, I gotta pick them up. They're cool. They're really cool. And creepy. Really creepy. And that might be it. That might be it. Unless there's like a winter release of a few other figures. Maybe we'll see. Maybe not. This could be the last Funko Five Nights at Freddy's review here on the channel. Thank you for joining in all these many years of looking at these. But of course, we've got Jazwares coming up. I can't be more thrilled to see what Jazwares is going to do. Hopefully we're going to see a series of a little bit stronger, tighter looking figure, and maybe some just things we would never expect. So if you like today's video, please give us a squike, squirrel eye, squammet your favorite Five Nights at Freddy's Funko figure we have looked at over the years. Don't forget we have Squirrel Stampede merch out there like t-shirts, water bottles, plush, Landry. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that. Now with fear, he's clear.